Hello and welcome, poker fans, to the Chasin Bracelets National Championship. We're live here in Vegas at the Golden Nugget. My name's Brian Peck, accompanied by
Chris Hansen.
Yes, awesome.
Present and accounted for.
Present and accounted for. We have checked off our attendance list, and we got everyone here. We've already had a day and a half of poker. We're out here. This is our fourth qualifying event. It is a tag team championship. So what happened is, you have a partner, and you're just playing one person at a time. But you can tag your partner in, and then they can continue
Whenever you want. But
after an orbit.
Yeah, not mid-hand.
Not mid-hand.
Yeah.
So we're going to go around our table, introduce our players, and we'll just jump right into the action, as we are already. But in seat one, we have Dylan Amico of Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. He's playing in the Misfits Poker League. His partner's Roger Kimball. They're starting with 6,900 in chips. In seat two, you see Melissa Smith. Her partner is Andrew Lagarde. They're playing out of Minnesota. They have 25,200 in chips. Anything interesting happening yet?
No.
Okay, then we'll continue with the introductions. Seat three, you're going to see Michael Uzi Uzala playing out of Illinois. His partner is Terry Jaglarski. I got that one right, I think. Actually, Uzi is out of Las Vegas, and Terry is out of Illinois. They're starting with 45,100. Still nothing.
A little action going on here on the flop, where Queen 6 outflopped the pocket threes. And the pocket threes bet 1.1700.
Just a reminder, the tag team, the
And that hand is over. In seat five, we have Mikhail Avramidis of playing with Misfits out of Las Vegas, and Oliver Frusa. They're starting with 20,900 in chips. Seat six, we have Neil Peterman and his partner Nancy Peterman playing out of Las Vegas, Nevada, also under the Misfits League. In seat seven, we have David Adler out of Pine Island, Minnesota, and his partner Anthony Adler out of Zumbro Falls, Minnesota. Their starting chip stack is 55,200. In seat eight, you'll see Nikki Smith starting off her team, her partner Joel Smith. They're playing out of Minnesota. Very decorated team right here. This is going to be a team that these players are going to watch out for. And then to round off our table, in seat nine, we have Skylar Sand. He was an online qualifier, and his partner Zachary Kennedy. They started out with 15,900.
All right, we got a raise to 4K. David and Anthony with Ace King.
If you're interested in watching this feature table live stream,
So far, no action, but maybe Nels and Robert here going to get involved. Out of the big blind, for sure, a call. So Ace King and King Queen suited. So the top 10% get into the main event tomorrow, the national championship of this event. But once they get to that 10%, they then play down for pride, one, and two. They each get a huge tag team belt.
It's a wrestling WWE style belt. Same as last year, we gave a pair of those away. But yeah, that's definitely a very coveted prize here, coming out here for the Chasin Bracelets National Championship.
This flop was jack high and a continuation bet from David and Anthony.
Nels and Robert. Team Nels and Robert will fold. These guys. Talk about that soon. We've been playing poker starting Friday at, we had a qualifying event, early bird, Mystery Bounties, whole bunch of stuff. And then at later in the day, we had our second qualifying event, more Mystery Bounties, where top 15% of both of those fields were also qualified into our main event tomorrow. If these players had already qualified, they would have gotten an additional chips on their starting chip stack for that main event. We can have some action here.
Look at this, the cutoff. Small blind. All have hands. Button. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody here on this side of the table has got something to play with. Already 8,500 in this pot.
If you're Andrew and Melissa, you have no idea, but you are covered with way better hands. Probably see a fold here from Mikhail and Oliver.
Action back to Melissa with King Jack. That gets folded. The 3-bet was to 8.5, 8,500. Ace King not going anywhere.
And we'll see a call.
Look at this, we got 22,000 in the middle. And the flop is 6, 10, 10 with 2 spades. Traditionally, first person to bet here is going to take down the pot. And it looked like that. First bet was from Nels, and he bets 11,000. Ace Jack shrinks up extremely quick.
Now, if I have Ace King here,
Excuse me, Ace King shrinks up extremely quick.
maybe I'm just an amateur, but if I have Ace King in this situation, I very well might call because I think the odds of them having a 10 or a 6 are going to be pretty low considering pre-flop action. But that's why these players are on this table and I'm not. They're going to do their work.
Yeah, interesting thing about it is sometimes I think more about what's the story they're trying to tell. And anytime you 4-bet, like you're telling a story that you have a very big hand.
Very true.
Was playing yesterday in a tournament here at the Golden Nugget, and I had made a raise, and the guy 10x shoves on me after my raise. And I'm thinking, why would you do that? This was pre-flop.
Right.
And he goes all in, which was, like I said, a 10x bet. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you? Because he raised, I re-raised with queens, and then he shoves. And I'm thinking, well, anyway, I made the right call. He had tens.
Okay. You're thinking in that situation he's got to have aces or kings, but
It didn't make the story of like, yeah, I mean, well,
a little too aggressive.
a little too much. Like he was,
Right.
seemed really like he didn't want to make any more decisions.
Yeah.
Anyway, I busted out in 30th place. It was a great story. All right, back to it. What do you got?
Mikhail raises to 3,000 with 7-6 offsuit. Action on Neil is going to fold. And Mikhail will take home a pot worth 5,000. Look at that. Beautiful graphic there. And we do have the Angel Cam. Here's our player position and chip stacks. It's either David and Anthony with a pretty comfortable lead. We'll be looking to see Neil and Dylan probably gonna, and even Nikki, probably making some moves here pretty soon. We're gonna have to get some information on the status of the rest of the
I was
tournament.
going to say, how many players approximately are left?
We're gonna need that information.
Some.
There is more than 9.
Okay. We've been trapped in a black box, sequestered by security, so we have no idea what's going on out in the real world.
They've quarantined us.
Yeah. Although with blinds just being 5,000 and 1,000 and a 1,000 big blind ante, even if you've only got 10,000 in chips, you still got 10 big blinds, 10 orbits, I should say. Anytime you get in that under 15 range, you start getting a little nervous. You get under 10, you get real nervous. And that's where the part of poker where you have to be patient comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a skill that some people don't practice. I'm one of those people.
I'm not very patient at all. That's why you'll see me smashing play buttons on the slot machines here in Vegas, because I want that next reel to fall. So here we're going to see a couple checks by Nancy and Neil and David and Anthony. Melissa will check, and we'll have 4 on the turn, 7 of diamonds.
Now a flush for Andrew and Melissa after Nancy and Neil flop top and bottom pair.
Wow.
Although the third diamond might slow the action down. Nobody bet on the flop, so 3K from Nancy's 2 pair.
Nancy is now Neil. They just tagged in.
SPM, 4 p.m. tag team event.
No, it's Neil, and so Andrew, or Melissa rather, will raise to 9K.
Bounties are also open. If you have a bounty, you can cash them right over there with Victor and payouts. Again, 9 will qualify today. 9 teams.
I don't think Mikhail will be going anywhere, or he is going to be going somewhere, and that's his cards in the middle.
Well, Andrew's bet enough to put Nancy and Neil all in, and so the question is 2 pair. You're not dead in the water, but with that possible flush on the board,
Looks like he did call,
yep.
and he's going to be extremely disappointed unless he sees an ace or a 2 on the river.
All right, river card.
And, oh, I think I thought I saw a face or an ace, and there was a jack. So our first elimination on the feature table is Neil and Nancy Peterman. Once again, playing in the Misfits Poker League here in Las Vegas. So, yeah, a little bit of action so far.
Where did you buy that shirt?
This shirt, I took it from the closet and work. There was just sitting in there, so
Okay.
I had to go and grab it. If you can't tell, it's a bunch of poker chips on it, and it really accentuates my figure well.
I was hoping you could give me a particular store so that I could avoid that store.
Oh, yeah. I think it was ordered online.
Okay, all right.
Amazon. Now you
wear
have to avoid
you wear
Amazon.
it well. I've seen you wear it before. You wear it well. I can't. On the golf course, I might have something like that on.
This
but,
is definitely a silly golf course top.
all right.
So Skylar will fold.
So we got about an hour's worth of play here tonight that we're going to give you, and then the plan is to come back when we get to the final table. We'll give you about
final.
an hour now to watch, and make sure all the bugs are taken care of. And Goose and our excellent production team have once again put together a great looking product here. Excited to be a part of it. And then obviously tomorrow we'll be doing some streaming during the day, and then the final table here tomorrow night for the national championship. And that will be somebody winning that World Series of Poker main event buy-in and package.
Yeah, what's
That's
on?
fun.
What are we doing this weekend? What are we playing for? You might be asking. Well, first place tomorrow will take home $10,000 World Series prize package, plus $1,500 cash, plus a World Series or a Chasin Bracelets bracelet, which we'll show you right after
That's
this
a beautiful
hand.
bracelet. Do you own any bracelets? Like
Me?
metal, like bracelets?
I'm not really a bracelet guy.
Me neither.
I don't really wear too much jewelry. But here we have David and Anthony picking up some aces on the flop. Mikhail has the 6. Melissa's going to get out of the way, and surely Mikhail can get away from a middle pair when there's an ace out there, and he will. So let's maybe cut to the booth here, and we can show
Look
you.
at that.
Try to get that glare out of there. Bring it back a little bit. So yeah, there was some guy eyeing it up, asking me outside what this bracelet was made of. Well, first he asked me, what is that thing? And it's a bracelet. Goes around your wrist?
Yeah.
Well, I know that. I want to know what it's made of. Well, the truth is it's a secret, but I thought he was going to swipe the bracelet and run. He asked me, what is it? Titanium? It's like, I don't know. But just don't take it, please.
Yeah, that's.
We need that. Nonetheless, we're going to have Dylan and Roger, Team Dylan and Roger, picking up Big Slick.
All right, 7 p.m. tournament players.
Once again, blinds are 500, 1K with a big blind ante of 1K.
Guys, one quick thing about the
Dylan
7
will
p.m.
raise it up
tournament.
to
We do not
2.4.
have we do not have the clock that's working on the TVs here, but we have them running on our computers in the background. I will personally be around letting you guys know where we are with the time. Players, we do follow Golden Nugget House rules and TDA rules. We're all starting out with 12,000 in chips.
So this is kind of interesting if you've never played with the big blind and the ante situation. So now obviously the big blind has $2,000 and someone raises to $2,400. The price gets a lot better and you find yourself defending hands that maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's a tricky situation. Some players yesterday were talking about how they don't like that because my answer was, well, you can always just fold. You don't.
Yeah.
I know the price is right, but you don't have to make a call with a hand you don't want to.
Right, right.
You always have the option to fold. And this was obviously the call from Skylar and Zachary that out of the big blind they made that call when normally they might not have called a raise.
Right.
So Dylan continuations on the flop and takes it down.
Please shuffle up and pitch those cards.
I did just get word from our team out there outside of this black box that 9 teams will qualify in the tag team event.
Okay, so if you get to the final table, you're in the main event tomorrow.
You're in.
And then you play down for the belts. And I'm told, and I barely remember what I had for lunch, but I'm told that you would think, okay, then it's just like a shove show and, everyone just wants to kind of be done because they're already in for tomorrow. But no, they grind it out to try to get those belts.
Oh, they do. You don't come all the way to Vegas and then just stop halfway. You want to go the whole way, grab those belts, then come in tomorrow, earn the bracelet. We're going to have some new players coming in to seat 6. We're going to have Becky Agrodny and John Romano. They're both from Illinois. They'll be coming in with 12,300 in chips.
Next break, we're going to show you the belts. These are beautiful.
I'm tempted to put it on.
I am too, but there's a lot of buttons back there, a lot of snaps.
Well, Skyler picking up Ace King. He's all in, but before him was Nikki going all in with Ace 2. Once we flip these cards up, Nikki and Joel are going to be most likely kissing their tournament life goodbye. And a huge sigh of relief may fall upon the crowd, and it will be audible because Joel Smith, again, former national champion, runner-up of last year, and is the most decorated poker player of all time of FPN.
All right, Ace Deuce and Ace King. And Ace Deuce's tournament life's on the line. The tag team event would be done unless they can
Flop comes 6-6 queen, 2 diamonds,
need running diamonds or that deuce.
and a queen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're gonna see a chop, unless
No,
Unless we
chop
don't.
pot. Look at that.
wow.
I
And
guess didn't put together that they might chop if another queen came.
all right,
All right, look at Brian. He's going for it.
I don't know how to snap the. Oh, you know what? We're gonna turn it around. I've been working out, I think.
Oh boy.
At least need to get one more snap in there.
There it is.
Okay, well, this is tough. Another one came undone. Nonetheless, here's the belt.
Check it out, Goose.
There's the. Oh, goodness. Maybe we can raise that belt up.
Oh, gee, now we're
Goodness almighty. Okay.
put the kids to bed.
Well, there it is. Yes. Supposed to be a family program, but this is the belt. 2 people win it,
It's pretty cool.
and they're going to be on the same team.
Let's be honest, you don't have an opportunity to play for something like this
No.
all the time.
Hardly ever.
Like, you're not going to go out and buy this for yourself, but if you win something Like, this is substantial.
You either need to be fighting someone for real or for fake, in just UFC and WWE.
Yeah. I've seen belts similar to this if you win a fantasy football league or things
Oh,
like that.
sure.
But, I mean, that's what they're going after tonight.
I think I should have dry cleaned this shirt. I feel like it got a little bit smaller. But here we are, back to the action.
I'm just glad there's no open flames next to that shirt because I'm pretty sure that thing would go up real fast.
Extremely.
All right, new players into the game in seat 6 are Becky and John out of Illinois.
Ooh, Skylar waking up with the Rockets.
Also, it looks like we got a change from Nels is out of seat 4 and Robert is now sat down.
And another change, I believe, unless that was our people coming in.
Now we got first sign of life here for Skylar and Zachary with aces.
And no action for those aces. Here we are with our chip count here. Nikki just surviving that all-in with the chop pot. We'll be looking, they're short stacked. We'll be looking for them to be making some moves.
It looks like seat 2 is making a change that Melissa is out and Andrew is in. Everyone getting a little bit of their time here at the featured table. Again, this isn't the final table of the event. That's still going on. This is just featured table of the tag team event, which qualifies you into the main event national championship tomorrow, playing for a World Series of Poker bracelet or World Series of Poker entry to then try to win that bracelet.
Yes. I suppose it would be kind of a mean thing to do that you're in a tag team event and you take up all the TV time.
Yeah, right.
You know, tap your partner in, get an orbit around the table, and if you want to get back on, tap them out. I wonder if it's WWE style rules where if you tap, no matter if you meant to or not, if you touch the other player, they have to come out.
All right, we got some hands here.
Oh boy, yeah.
So we had a limp from tens, a raise to 3,100 from Ace Jack, and then Joel and Nikki shipped it in with 8,300. Pocket tens folds there.
You know, maybe just wants to get out of the way. Who knows
Yeah,
what
you
they
never
have.
know what that player behind is going to do. You limped and they raised, so obviously they represent that they have something quality. And Joel and Nikki, good spot here to double up. Try to get up to just over 16K.
Flop comes 5, 7, 6 blanks. And the queen.
Ace King still ahead.
And a deuce, and Nikki and Joel will double up to that 16,000 mark.
He's very excited, yeah. I mean, it's getting all in for your tournament life is always exciting. Nervous excitement.
Yes.
But when you win the hand and you get to play on, man, good
And
feeling.
here, you can see we are kicking off our new promotion for next year. We are literally doubling down on prizes from the current in the current promotion. It'll run 3 seasons, January through September, and it's going to be $100K guaranteed prize pool for our main event. So, holy crap, that's some serious moolah.
Well put, Brian. Holy crap.
Yep.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, maybe,
No,
but
I couldn't have.
so yeah, it's very exciting coming out here next year. Just massive prize pool, and other new things that have happened. Actually, just this last week is the Free Poker Network the website got a facelift and completely rework. It's really useful. We're excited about it, basically.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Andrew and Melissa, they're going to call on the button. Michael and Terry will call in the small blind, and looks like Robert will check. Got six king deuce. We'll see a check. Check. And Andrew is sitting down there. It's not Melissa.
Seeing an opening.
Sensing weakness, Andrew will fire off a bet of 3.1. 100, would you say?
3,100. Yeah. 3,100.
Going back to our poker league, for those that are familiar, the league champions from each bar each season, all 3 of those seasons, January through September, will qualify for a seat in the FPN Vegas 100K main event. So we're just going to be qualifying people left and right. We're hoping for double the participation next year as well.
Earlier today, I was talking with Brooke from Free Poker Network and talking about the plans and the expansion. And I think his term was, if you can't get qualified for this national championship through your local opening, it's going to be pretty amazing because there's just so many ways to get qualified to get your trip here to Vegas to try to play for that World Series of Poker main event. And like you said, doubling from this year's prize pool to next year's prize pool being a guaranteed $100,000 where the prize is given away. Not bad for playing in your local establishment.
For free.
For free. For free.
Yeah, I think the only thing sexier than 50,000 prize pool is 100,000.
Doubling is good. Doubling's good. We got a raise from King Queen offsuit to 3,500, and look at this. Here
Michael,
now we're
waking up.
talking.
It's our second set of aces that we've seen. Oh, okay, that was a 3-bet to 9,200. I believe this is Oliver now. Folds with that 10-6, and this is probably Becky.
Yeah.
Fold the 8s. And then I think that's still Skylar.
Just 12,000 in your stack. This is either you go all in or fold. That's your two options. You don't make this call to be left with $3,000 in chips. So you have to decide. And there's also, by the way, in this tag team event, you can't converse during the middle of the hand, right? Like even though it is a team event, when a person's sitting at the table, they are on their own to make decisions.
And I guess
that's an interesting wrinkle in the situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you would talk with them at the table about. You wouldn't want to give any information away.
Right.
But nonetheless, the coaching or the conversation between partners can only happen away from the table.
There's no phone a friend. There's no, ask them for their sidebar, timeout. None of that going on. All right, new player sitting down. I'm guessing this is Terry. Seat 3, taking Uzi's spot. Terry's from Illinois. I'm just here for the pot. I love it. I don't know what graphic there is below those letters, but I'm hoping it's poker related.
I think it is. I don't know what other way you could take it.
Well, we are in Nevada.
Yeah.
There's
potholes.
There's this thing,
Oh, okay.
This other thing. This is kind of out there.
Some legal substances for sure.
Yeah, All right.
Dylan Roger. Is this Roger? I think that's a new face.
I think you are correct.
Roger Kimball, also playing locally in Nevada, or Las Vegas rather, of the Misfits Poker. And He'll raise to 2,400. Andrew's gonna fold. And we'll see another fold, Michael and Terry. That should be a good radio morning talk show. It's like Lex and Terry,
Welcome to Michael and Terry.
Yeah.
I'd listen to that show.
Nels and Robert will fold, and okay, Mikhail and Oliver.
I think it's just Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you kind of wanted to say Oliver.
Yeah, sure, why not? So, again, this is one of those situations. You're in the blinds. Okay, ace-jack's a good hand. If it's suited, you might even thinking about raising there, but just calling out of the small blind.
It's a pretty standard raise. Nothing too over the top.
Yep. Flops 10 high. So the old classic, who's going to make the first bet? We'll take it down. Ace-jack checks. Ace-king will not be checking. Guessing, I was going to say 4,000, but the bet's 3,600. And put another one on the board for ace-jack, not doing a gosh darn thing.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, you're right. I'm marking it. So once again, these players, we're in a tag team tournament. The top 9 teams, so once we get to a final table, those 18 players will all qualify for the main event tomorrow. And they're playing for a $10,000 World Series main event seat, $1,500 cash, and the National Championship bracelet. Places 2nd through 20th win $1,500 poker package.
All right, so yeah, there's a lot of play to be had there.
That's a pretty good. That's kind of nice. 2 through 20. If you don't make it all the way down to the end, usually it's like maybe top 9 or 10 pays out. But you get to that point, you can breathe. You know for sure you've bagged 1,500.
And tomorrow we'll be pushing almost 200 for the main event.
Yeah,
200 players, right?
I would expect so. Yeah. That's why they're down here. Andrew will call with Queen Jack off.
Just notice blinds are up to 6 and 1,200.
All right. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Oliver will call on the button. Becky folds. An option to Anthony. Actually, the Adler boys here, David and Anthony, placed 5th last year in the tag team event. If you recall, go back and review the footage. It definitely sparked a memory, the Adler name. However, last year, it was Merlin and David. Merlin, David and Anthony's father. So David and Merlin played. Unfortunately, Merlin passed away earlier this year. And David and Anthony got together and said, let's go win this one for Dad. So, amazing story. We're really pushing for the Adler boys to take this down. Little ode to their father. We definitely know he's looking down on them, cheering them on as well.
Sure.
So,
Andrew and Melissa here with a pretty nice flop. They make top pair. Also got some backdoor straight and flush options that might be cooking after the turn, but Mikhail and Oliver do have the flush draw.
Yeah.
Little baby flush draw there. And we don't know what David and Anthony have. So in case you're wondering, we are playing its RFID technology. You might notice there's little squares sitting in front of, or that are on the table. That's where the cards are getting the information from. Turns a 6.
I hope the squares are accurate. And that's why, if they are, which they should be, they've read every hand,
Yep.
We could have a dead card, which would be very unfortunate. Anthony. Oh,
So there was a bet from Andrew and then a fold.
so Team Andrew and Melissa will take that pot down.
Another player sitting down. Seat 5. Now are we back? I think this is. We were on Oliver, and now we're going back to I can't.
This is very
keep these
tough.
two
We were
straight.
just. Oh yeah, we saw them switch out, so that was Mikhail, and now we might be back to Oliver.
Oh boy.
Well, maybe you guys can help us out at home. Once again, you are most likely watching from Facebook and YouTube, and I say that with 100% certainty because those are the only two places we are streaming. But we'd like to welcome you and for joining us out here in Vegas. Joel Smith tapped in. It's nice when it's a co-ed team. It's much easier to know when someone's been tapped in or
You
out.
got a good point there,
Yeah.
Brian. That's an astute
Observation.
observation
Yeah.
you got there.
Oh, here we are. So this is Mikhail waking up with some Cowboys.
So the raise is to 3K, and it doesn't look like there's anybody home for that raise. So we move on to the next hand. Again, this is just
Shoot.
feature table
Yeah.
that we're watching here. There are other tables that are still out there. 3 other tables.
Oh, wow.
3 other tables.
Oh. Last year's winners of the tag team event was Team Freeze. We had Gloria and Gerald Freeze. They're from Minnesota. They won the World Series or Bust promo. I'm not sure if they're in the field or not. They're definitely not at the feature table. Another astute observation.
Wow, yeah, we're putting you and I together. We can solve some real problems.
It's been Becky raising it up, or no. Graphics are moving fast. Somebody called, and it was just the big blind, so. Michael and Terry call. It's up to Joel here in the small blind. Have a little bit more chips to work with. Oh. And Joel going all in. Nikki doing a great job of doubling up for her partner. It's kind of nice to know to come in and your partner has accumulated chips. But decision on Team Michael and Terry.
One of the things that I think is always important to keep in mind when you're playing in a poker tournament, right? You always want to keep a stack that can make people nervous.
Yeah.
Okay, so in a situation like that, you know, I don't have a problem. You play whatever hands you want, but you get in with Queen 3, someone shoves on you. You look at it, okay, they've got almost the exact same amount of chips that I do. What you don't want to have happen is where you get down under that like 7 or 8 big blind number, because then somebody who's got 30 big blinds, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
you're not scaring them when you try to.
Not
you
at all.
So something you want to always keep in the back of your mind is keep fighting chips, you know?
Yeah. Got a number of players at our feature table playing in the Misfits Poker League. They are the local league here in Las Vegas for FPN. They have 11 locations in the Vegas area. I believe that expanded from 4 from last year, and
Holy
they're now
cow.
up to 11. That is incredible in a place where you can play poker anywhere
But
and for
not
big money.
But not for free.
Yes, low cost.
Yeah, this is free.
However, that being said, don't let that fool you. There's a ton of money to be won here. It does take the whole year. You invest time in your bar leagues, but even next year, think about it. You could free roll your way with all the qualifying events throughout the year. You could free roll your way to winning part of that $100,000.
Yep.
And not much in this life is free. Skylar and Zachary going all in with King Jack.
Only got 9s to fold. And 8-9 suited gets
All right.
folded.
I believe this is Zachary. We also want to thank the Golden Nugget for being such gracious hosts again. Just incredible staff. The poker staff are so welcoming and great at running these tournaments. It's always a treat to come back to the Nugget and be playing in this amazing venue.
Yeah, it's Poker Downtown Las Vegas. They definitely have that on lockdown downtown here. So downtown, a little revitalization going on, and you talk to more and more people who say that I prefer staying downtown to the Strip. They both have great things about them, but so a situation where it's fun to see people who are in Las Vegas for the first time, and a lot of these players that I've talked to this weekend, this is their first trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome is this that they get to be a part of it, this big tournament, play for World Series of Poker package, and come and play at the famous Golden Nugget.
I did make my way. Is it north? I don't know which way Fremont runs. Is it north and south or east and
I
west?
think it runs mainly southeast to northwest.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. I went to one of the ends of Fremont that had all the bars and restaurants, a little bit more local, and there is a ton of just art that I don't remember seeing last year. There's this massive praying mantis with flames shooting out of its antennas, and just a really cool atmosphere. It's kind of like, I guess, downtown Fargo is what I can compare it to, but it's more like that kind of vibe. Maybe more on steroids because we're in Vegas. But if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of Fremont and get out of just the loud music, you can just go a little bit off the Strip, or rather off Fremont, and you have a nice little area with local bars and restaurants. This is ace count number 3.
Oh, and
Mikhail.
dangerously limped. You're going to get a lot of raggedy hands in when you do that.
But you also want to mask your hand at times. It's tough, but yeah, we're going to see
All right.
some fireworks here.
Ace Jack is all in. Actions are going to be folded around to the aces. Pocket threes from Michael and Terry. 13,000 would be roughly a third of their chips, a little over that. So now here's where things get really interesting, because you just had people who were limping. We can obviously see that the pocket aces limped, and so you now are putting that into your brain as more information, there's more players, you get more landmines ahead of you, where you maybe had to think about the threes a little bit.
Okay, Mikhail and Oliver call the all-in. Skylar and Zachary's all-in, and that's the face I'd make.
That's the look of you limped with aces. I can't believe it. Well, here we go. Need a lot of help on the flop. It's 7-6 jack, so there's...
We got a jack. We have a queen. No help.
We've eliminated this.
And another queen.
Yeah, okay. So it worked out, and unfortunately, that's it for Skylar and Zachary. Thanks to those two for being part of the fun here. They were the online qualifiers to get here this weekend. So again, there are so many ways to get qualified. You're like, well, I don't live close to one of the bars. I don't. You play for free online.
If you got an internet connection, you can play.
freepokernetwork.com.
Yes.
The website to find out all the deets. Also, I don't think we've mentioned that we are on a delay here, so what you are seeing is already happened.
Yes.
We're in the past and the future at the same time, I think.
It's a time warp.
Figure that one out, yeah.
Oh, I think another piece of this whole puzzle, because I just saw Team Mikhail and Oliver stack a dark blue chip that has no chip value per se, but that is a bounty. So there's $1,500 in Mystery Bounties. When you're done with the tournament, you'll turn in all the chips above the one you have. If you've knocked people out, you'll get a chance to draw out of a rotating drum. The drum does stop, then you reach in, pull out what could be. I think up to $500 is our top prize in that, but $1,500 total in Mystery Bounties out there.
This last summer, a good friend of mine, Matt Glantz, professional poker player, won $1 million bounty. It was a tournament, and went to go draw his bounty out and open the envelope and won $1 million.
Oh my goodness.
Not bad, not bad.
So Joel and Nikki, pair of tens, Mikhail and Oliver, ace 3. Joel will check. It's got a flush draw as well, and there he hits it. See if he tries to induce a bet with a check here. See if he can get Mikhail and Oliver to take a stab at it.
Yeah, not taking the cheese.
See if there's any kind of value Joel can get out of Mikhail and Oliver.
He's got to bet something. You got 12K in the pot, and you bet 3 or 4,000. Okay, 8,000.
So those black chips are 5,000s. The yellow are 1,000s. Greens are 500, and the pinks are 100. Joel will scoop that pot up for a nice little win. Keep on accumulating those chips. Once the short stack at the table, now probably in the middle of the pack.
Fun experience today, Brian. For the first time, went to the Raiders-Chiefs game today over at Legion Stadium. And first time at the venue. Not a fan of either one of the teams, just wanted to have the experience of going. And man, the football is secondary.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's the last game of the season. The Raiders had nothing to play for, and they looked like a team that had nothing to play for.
Yeah.
All the offense, Raiders fans. But some of the, like, they have a house band that plays at certain periods. They perform before the game, and they actually have a countdown to showtime.
Of course, we're in Vegas.
And I think they're, with like 5 minutes on that timer left. Ladies and gentlemen, please start making your way to your seats. The show is about to begin. Like, oh my gosh, this is so Las Vegas. And showing pictures, celebrities who are at the game, and just all the different things. A couple of comedians, and what casino that they're performing at. They highlighted them.
Oh man,
it was really a really good spectacle. And then Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs today just doing Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs type things.
So we're going to have some new players coming in, probably. What seat was that open?
Seat 9?
Was it seat 9?
Yeah.
Be Russ Neal and Al Bohr? BOHR of Nebraska, they'll come in with a nice sized chip stack, 50,300. If you're another player sitting at the table and you see a giant chip stack sitting down, 2 reactions: licking your chops because those chips could now be yours, or if you're short stacked, crap, I got another big dog at the table who's gonna push me around. Nothing there for David and Anthony. Fold that. Another fold. Joel. Russ and Al will call King 8 offsuit. Andrew will also make the call, and Team Michael Terry, King Jack suited, looking to make a raise here. Be 18,000? No, that's not right. 3,300. How about that? Over to Mikhail and Oliver. Seem to be reaching for chips for a call. See a fold. Russell. Call him Team Russell. So a raise from Team Michael and Terry and 2 callers. Flop comes at 10-4-7 rainbow. Mikhail and Oliver will check. Andrew and Melissa check. Opens the door for Team Michael and Terry to make a bet, 4,400. See a fold there, and Andrew will have to make a decision here. Get top pair.
Got top pair to fold.
On a rainbow board?
All right.
I don't know. Okay. Milking that whole. We've been on live for more than 15 minutes, so getting more than 15 minutes of fame. I like it. Once again, this is just feature table action. We're live from the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, Nevada. We won't be doing a marathon stream here tonight. We will take a break, come back for final table action. This is our tag team championship event. Top team will win a belt. Really cool Chasin Bracelets tag team belt.
And they don't even have to share one. There's 2 of them.
Don't even have to share, no.
Yeah.
They'll also win. It's a qualifying event, so they'll both qualify for the main event tomorrow. If the players are already qualified, they get to add on 10,000 in chips to start the day. There's 4 total qualifying events, and we got 10, 30, 50, 60K. If you qualified in all 4 events, you'd be able to add an additional 60,000 onto your starting chip stack.
You could start with a pretty sizable lead.
Additionally, there was 3 ways to qualify for the main event prior to today by playing in the bar league and the online league. You could qualify up to 3 more times, so max that you could earn or start with, I believe, is 90,000. Pretty incredible if you'd be able to come in on the main event as the chip leader,
Sure.
and you haven't even seen cards.
Nice flop here for pocket tens, all unders. And I think this is Robert, who is betting 2,000. Relatively small bet for the pot size. Bottom pair for Michael and Terry gets the call from 2,000.
And a gut shot. There's some equity on that hand. Another 5 on the turn.
Go ahead, Brian.
I was just going to say I really wish someone had dressed up like wrestlers and they made a whole thing about tagging their partner in. I think that would really spice up some of our characters here that we love to see at our national championship.
An interesting dynamic too when you play an event like this is that you don't want to let your partner down, right?
No.
I mean, it's one of those things where you're making the decisions when you're sitting at the table, but you know your partner is standing behind you wondering what you're thinking, what you're doing, what was the situation, what hand did you have. Interesting thing, you don't want to let your partner down.
Yeah, it's definitely an aspect that you don't normally have playing poker because it's an individual's game. Add that second layer to have to think about, and it could cloud some judgment.
Yeah. So Michael and Terry bet just a call from Nels and Robert, and check on the river in pocket tens are going to be good enough to take down the 17,200 chip pot.
If you're wondering how you could get involved and qualify for the Free Poker Network National Champion, is playing in the bar leagues. If you do not have any bars in your town that have an FPN league, you can start one up. Go to freepokernetwork.com. You'll click join, enter in, just register just with your phone number, then send us an email and we can get you started for our next promotion. Again, $100,000 guarantee main event.
Brian, here's a question for you. What if my town doesn't have a bar? Could I then open a bar and then start a league?
Well, I suppose it doesn't have to be in a bar. You could do a coffee shop. You could do a grocery store in one of their little cafe areas.
A church, a synagogue, a funeral home. If you've got a place.
If it's got lights and it's got AC and
electricity,
you can play poker.
We were also talking today on our way back from the football game about, I remember the very first go with FPN. You know, this is 18 years ago, you know, when poker was really booming. And I remember going, and it was so funny how so many people wanted to play poker, but that there were so many people who didn't know what was going on, but they wanted to come and play.
Yeah.
Like they had heard about no limit Texas Hold'em and playing tournaments thanks to Chris Moneymaker.
Yeah.
And it was just so eye-opening, and the excitement of people coming to play. That was a lot of fun. And you have all kinds of different skill levels when you go to these free poker nights wherever you live. So it's a great way that you can put some hands under your belt. I mean, just like anything else, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And learn lessons from your mistakes and punish the limpers. That's what I say.
So interesting enough, with your events weekly at the bar, if you place top 3 on any of your bar league nights, you will then get a code and be invited to play in our qualifying to the main event next year, the online tournament, to earn a seat and travel package. So the top 3 players in every game will earn an invite to that online for a chance to win a package to get down here to Vegas and play for that $100K next year. It'll be really exciting to see how many new faces we see. You know, even this year alone, a lot of new faces. To me, I'm sure a lot of these people have been here many, many times. But it's just good to be able to mingle and chat with some of the new players to me and get to know where they're from. Just a cool experience altogether.
We're folded around to the small blind.
Team Joel and Nikki coming out of Minnesota will raise it up to 4,000, 4,500.
Big blind folds. Also, for those in the upper Midwest that might be watching, I'm very excited. Got to put the I got the gear on today. You're wearing the beautiful shirt. I'm wearing the standard team issue over here. The NDSU Bison. Taking on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits tomorrow in the FCS National Championship. I'm here in Vegas, but my heart is in Frisco, Texas. That game tomorrow, 11 o'clock local, 1 o'clock central.
Yeah.
Or 11 o'clock here, 1 o'clock local time in just outside of Dallas. So my eyes will be there for a good portion of the afternoon tomorrow.
Well, and what an interesting game. Border battle.
Yep.
And South Dakota State vying for their first ever national championship. North Dakota State vying for their, was it 100th now?
I think it's millionth.
Millionth,
yeah. Or 18th national
Goodness,
championship.
18th, yeah. We'll round up to 1 million. See a bunch of folds here. Not a whole lot of action on this go around.
Are you really going to go make a bet on South Dakota State? You said you were going to do it.
It's possible.
Earlier. Are you going to put some money on the bunnies?
The way my
Because if we
gambling,
are, I might just have to leave.
Well, I know. The way the gambling's been going this weekend, not much upside. So I'm afraid if I bet on SDSU, NDSU will win. If I bet on NDSU, SDSU will win.
Right.
So I'm going to stay out of it, I think. I don't even know if I'll bet on the Vikings. That's a tough one as well, considering how they played last week against Green Bay. Was that last week?
That was last week, yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I'm glad it feels like forever ago. So Joel raises to 3,500. It's up to Team Russell to call. He'll fold.
It doesn't look like a big blind's going to make a call either. King 3 suited. But you never know. You're already in. Here's the thing, as we had talked about earlier, with the blinds being 8 and 1,600, and then the big blind also putting in a 1,600 chips. So you've got 3,200. And so somebody raises it to 3,500. Well, okay, it seems like I'm getting a good price, but now you're involved with a hand like King 3 of hearts.
Yeah.
I get, yes, it's worth it to make the call, but at the same time, I wonder, you get yourself into some interesting situations.
And only 7,600 in your hand.
Right.
You're very quickly committing yourself to that pot almost no matter what.
We had a check, and now it looks like we're going to get enough that if the call is made, 20,000. So Dylan and Rogers, tournament life they are ahead, but their life would be on the line here. They got
And a flush draw.
King high and the flush draw. Yep, not flush draw to go with the king high. But the scary part is that Joel and Nikki are still at 25%.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. I'd be really surprised here if Dylan and Roger don't make this
Here
call.
it is.
And they
There's
do,
an
yeah.
all-in, yeah. Oh,
Even with the
Right.
king ace on the board, he's going to love when he sees that he's up against Queen 4. He's probably not going to believe it. He's probably thinking he's up against some sort of weak ace that raised into him. But if there was ever smiling at the poker table, you're about to see it.
wait. No smile yet?
Did he see the Queen 4?
All right.
He knows that.
He is in the zone with his poker face. Uh-oh. Joel picks up a flush draw and a queen on the river.
Ow,
That will eliminate Team Dylan and Roger.
Okay, that whole smiling thing, forget about it. There's no smiles now.
Oh, man. Nikki, probably ecstatic. They were once down to like 9,000 in chips. Look at them now, 46,000. And Joel and Nikki, both very good poker players, they're starting to get hot and they're starting to get very dangerous for the rest of this table.
New player sitting down in the 9 seat. Russ and Al.
And there we have our chip count. Nels and Robert, chip leaders, not by much. Pretty tight bunch in the top 5. And then we have Becky and John, 2 big blinds. Really can't make it much further, and they're going to need a lot of help. We're going to need to see a couple quick double ups, if not 3 or 4, make them feel a lot better right now. But as we've seen and said, and you've heard time and time again, chip in a chair, man. You got a chip in a chair, and you still have a chance to win. May not be the best chance, but hey, Joel had a 25% chance to win that hand.
Yep.
And he won. So there is a chance. So Nels and Robert will call, Mikhail and Oliver will call, and Becky and John are going to be all in. They're going to be pretty happy if we get to flip some hands up to see that they are ahead.
Yeah, with just 4,700 in chips, you have plenty of chips for both Nels and Mikhail and Oliver.
Could see a triple up right here if got a couple calls. Suspect Team Nels and Robert might fold here. Let the 2 smaller chip stacks duel it out. Maybe, or, want to be the big dog in the fight. Big chip stack. Could try to isolate. Make a pretty significant raise here and get Mikhail and Oliver out.
Well, you might remember earlier when Team Mikhail and Oliver limped in with aces and wound up eliminating a player. If you're, recalling that, like, okay, I saw them limp not that long ago and
Right.
they had aces. So you want to tread a little careful, but it looks like
right.
Right. So we're going to have 2 calls here. So a chance for Ace Jack to triple up, and then we'll have Nels and Robert and Mikhail and Oliver with a side pot that might develop. See what happens. Ace Jack still ahead. Ace 10 is ahead in any side pot. What happened? They both check. Turns a 4 of diamonds.
Becky and John are liking more diamonds out there.
Sure. 6,000 to bet from Mikhail and Oliver. Picking up that 10 high diamond draw. And for Nels and Robert, usually when you're in the situation when you can eliminate somebody, the unwritten rule of just checking it down to try to knock a player out, but Mikhail and Oliver believe that they have a legitimate chance of winning the hand, so they wanted to make a bet.
That does happen often where you just check it down.
Yeah.
But there's a belt on the line.
That's true.
So
you got to get into the main event tomorrow. You got to get to the final table here so you can do that and then get after those belts. And tough decision here for Mikhail and Oliver, or for Nels and Robert. I think this is Robert who is sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
Stuck in reverse, they sat down with 32,000 in chips. They're down to 14,000.
this is what they
Excuse
call.
me, Nels and Robert are up to 42,000.
Oh, yeah.
I am just. I gotta get.
We're
more,
getting back into
I gotta
it.
get more sleep. I gotta tell you the truth. So this was seat
9. This is gone now. Russell is gone.
So
We
now-
saw a call.
Yeah, Nels and Robert did make the call.
It's like we'll see a check and probably get a little bit more aggressive here. Now you got to kind of play up I have the flush story, but we see a call. Or did they both check it
I
down?
think they both checked.
Check.
So Mikhail and Oliver are going to win the side pot, and then Becky and John are going to triple up.
Yeah. So great news for Becky and John. Much needed triple up. That's a dream scenario when you're so short stacked. Don't have to double up a couple times. And then looks like Joel tapped in Nikki.
Over in seat 8.
Nikki again crawling back from one of the shorter chip stacks at the table. Builds it up. Joel comes in, builds it up even more. We have some momentum on their side. Despite, that's not the chip count, that is the player position.
And
you know what?
New player sitting down in seat 9.
Sorry, that's not seat 9. Team Russell is in. We tag teamed in, I believe, is what happened.
No.
Dan and Jose are in seat 1.
1. My bad. Oof. It's.
This is a nightmare for commentators.
I mean,
Is it a new team? Is it so?
I don't want to say they should, but they maybe want to get somebody better to do this. But we're doing it. There we go.
There we are. We're back.
Okay.
Getting organized.
Oof. The notes back here. There's so many pieces of paper. Looks like someone took a ream of it and just threw it in the air, and here it's sitting in front of us.
It's like the magic show I saw last night.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Can't remember the guy's name, unfortunately. I'll remember it soon, but
That's a good plug for the Vegas comedian, magician.
got a picture with him after the show. Oh yeah, Mike Hammer. We got hammered in Vegas last night.
Thataway.
No, he was on Penn and Teller's Fool Them
Yeah,
show.
that's a great show.
I was kind of tired going into the show. I was like, I need to wake up a little bit, and Mike killed it from the very beginning. High energy. I was laughing the whole time. Just a really great performance. So thank you, Mike Hammer, for the show last night.
I had a different show that I was part of last night. It was a show that it's a local production. It's called How Many Vodka Sodas Can One Drink in a Night? It was a really good show. It was me. It was a one-man show. Spoiler alert, I'm going to give myself a heck of a review. Because, we had a fantastic time.
It was many.
Yeah. Million, I think, is the answer. Same as the NDSU National Championships. Millions.
You can catch that show live tonight.
There'll be an encore performance tonight once we're done with the final table here, yeah.
So Al is in seat 9 now.
Okay.
Al, one of the great friends of the league out from Nebraska. Not to say that Russ isn't, but I know I've talked and hung out with Al, both in Nebraska and last year and now this year. Got to chat with him a little bit. Al's one of those characters you love to see in the crowd playing. Just a very entertaining fella.
Some nice chip stacks here at the table, Brian. When you look at Becky and John have 10 big blinds. So, I mean, it's not dire, but it's, we're paying attention to every single hand that comes pretty seriously. But other than that, some pretty nice chip stacks here with Dan and Jose obviously having the most chips at this feature table.
Yeah, good stuff. Blinds, I believe, just went up to 800 and 1,600 with a big blind ante of 1,600. And I think
they've been there for
we're gonna find an electric hand because this is the pre-stream.
Yes.
Getting it out there,
Yes.
letting you guys know we are here in Vegas. We all made it safely despite rain and snow and wind and everything, all the elements. We're here, but we're gonna come back for the final table But we got to find a good hand first. Make it interesting, at least. Can't have everyone fold around the table and, well, we'll be back. That's not terribly exciting.
So it looks like Melissa's back in seat 2.
Yep.
Again, astute observations.
Oh boy, yeah. And then we also had, is that Becky's back? Becky from Illinois.
Okay. This tag team thing is just kind of bending my mind a little bit, talking about illusions. This maybe requires more brain power than I'm able to compute with here tonight.
Yeah, this is our first stream after 2 nights in Vegas already. We do want to thank you guys for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Enjoy watching some of your family and friends. Al is going to call. No, he's going to raise it up to 4,000. We'll see a fold, fold. Fold.
We got some action here.
Okay.
Becky's moving all in.
Beautiful. This could be just what the doctor ordered.
All right, dealers in the 7 p.m. tournament, blinds are up. 200, 300, 300 antes. 7 p.m. tournament dealers, blinds are up.
All in for 17,300.
This is what I was talking about earlier with keeping that stack scary, right? You don't want to make anyone give you an easy call. You want to keep your stack scary. Someone jams into you for 17,000 and you've got 40,000. Like, okay, do I want to call off 40% of my chips here with pocket nines? And that's obviously what Russ and Al are considering. And you have another player in the mix with Mikhail and Oliver that's going to act behind you. Now, I already have a made hand. You're going to get a lot of aces here. They're going to shove in that position. Wow, I can't believe he folded that. I mean, I can, but I can't.
Middle pair, I think we're right, or I don't. Yeah, nines they're a good hand, but Mikhail. Team Mikhail and Oliver like to limp in with aces in big hands.
Yeah, and now he's in a situation where he's looking at calling off almost the entire stack. Because they've only got 18,000 left, and this would be 13,000 to call. So, again, what kind of hands are going to jam on you in that short stack? Usually you get that 10 to 12 big blinds, and you see an ace. Let's go. So he's thinking that over. How big could the ace be? Is it a pocket pair? That's why you want to keep that stack scary. You got to keep it scary, Brian.
So you can make other players sit in the think tank.
Exactly.
Make them sweat it. Remember, your partner is depending on you to not bust.
That's right.
It's the other voice in your head.
Oh, in the fold. Look
we'll
at
see
that.
a fold.
Short stack picks up some nice chips.
Just like Team Mikhail and Oliver folded, so will we, so to speak. We are going to take a break. Thank you for joining us. We're live at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. You're watching the Tag Team Championship. We'll see you guys on the final table. I'm Brian. This is Chris. We'll see you all soon.